Terminal World 3 has already become one of the most interesting sets in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, and already the final archetype has been added to the set with its new batch of support, and that archetype is Shaddolls. Yes, you heard me right. Shaddolls are getting new support in Terminal World 3, and we also have an additional two cards that have also been added to the set as well. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna get straight into it because Shaddolls might end up becoming the new meta in 2026, just like it was with Shaddoll Invoked. Because Shaddoll Invoked, it was a pretty hardcore deck to say the very least. So let's get straight into it. Excuse me. Obviously, you guys know when it comes to when it comes to these Terminal World sets, it's always 4 or 5 new cards plus a shit ton of reprints. So I'm not gonna waste any time. Let's just get down to it. Kicking things off, we've got Tuhu Shaddoll Grista, which is a 7-star Earth Rock flip with 2450 attack, 1950 defense, and both of its effects are a hard once per turn. And the first effect, which is a flip effect, reads as follows: you can target one non-rock Shaddoll monster in your grave. Apply its effect that activates when it's flipped face up. Second effect reads: if this card is sent to the grave by a card effect, you can fusion summon a Shaddoll fusion for your action by banishing its material from your hand, field, and/or grave. And you cannot special summon from the extract the turn you activate this effect, except for Shaddolls. And apparently, and there's a note underneath that says Tohu is Hebrew for void, so void Shaddoll, basically. Okay, so this is basically a one card Shaddoll Winda, because Winda is such a fucking menace. Shaddoll, like when it comes to Shaddolls, 100%, it's always find ways to summon out Winda and then Construct, and then you just pass on that, because Construct is an Omni negate, and Winda, if I remember correctly, I believe prevents the opponent from special summoning, if I remember correctly. So it's a way to pretty much just ensure that Winda, this card is a way to ensure that Winda becomes live, if you will, or it can also be a way to ensure that Construct is live by summoning it out by using this card as material. Trying to fix my straw here. Hang on, guys. I'm trying to fix my straw. There we go. Anyway, or by ensuring that Construct becomes live, because I believe Shaddoll Construct, El Shaddoll Construct, I believe is now. Excuse me. It's either legal at one copy, or it's maxed out. I'm not entirely sure. But with its first effect, you basically get to use pretty much any other Shaddoll monster's effects when this card gets flipped face up. So it's basically a way to just further extend your plays a little bit, which is really good. Next up, we've got El Shaddoll Mesharal? Yes, I believe that's how I am pronouncing it. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I'm not so sure, but it is a 10-star Earth Machine fusion with 2,800 attack, 1,000 defense, and requires a Shaddoll plus a Dark monster and an Earth monster. So So you need a Shaddoll monster plus a Dark and an Earth monster for its summon, and it says it must be fusion summon. And it has 3 separate effects. The first one reads, unaffected by your opponent's activated spell or traps and by activated effects from opponent's monsters whose original level or rank is lower than this card's current level. Excuse me. Yeah, so, just that first effect alone, um, boss monster much? Literally, I believe this will be the new boss monster for the whole deck. Holy shit, that's crazy. Second effect reads, once per turn, you can pay 800 life points, add 1 Shaddoll card or void spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Third effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave, you can special summon a Shaddoll monster from your grave. Okay, so not only can this not be affected by the opponent's activated effects, but it can also let you add a Shaddoll or Void card from your deck to your hand. So this is basically your Stratos for the entire deck, and if it gets sent to the grave, you get to bring out a Shaddoll from your grave. So hypothetically speaking, you can literally summon Winda from your graveyard just off of this card's effect, which is fucking nuts. I will say though that the Shaddolls have had a tendency to have the best support out of every archetype that has gotten new support. Shaddolls is definitely up there of being arguably one of the most underrated archetypes in the game's history, and I have a feeling that Shaddolls might end up becoming a very powerful strategy going into 2026. Next up, we've got Rishadol Wendy Kuru, which I believe it's a play on of Shaddoll Winda. But I believe. Oh, okay, okay. Um, yeah, I thought so. Okay, so Rishadol Wendikulu is a 6-star wind psychic fusion with 200 attack, 2800 defense, and it requires a Shaddoll monster plus a wind monster. And it says that it must first be fusion summoned, and you can only use the first effect once per turn, which is a quick effect that reads, you can change any number of set monsters to face-up defense, then you can change other face-up monsters on the field to face-down defense, up to the number of flip monsters flipped face-up. Second effect reads, if this card is sent to the grave, you can target a Shaddoll card in your grave, add it to your hand. Okay, so this is basically Book of Moon and Book of Taiyu like rolled up into one single effect, and this also acts as a monster reincarnation / magician of faith / trap of darkness, because if you guys don't know, monster reincarnation lets you add a monster from your grave to your hand. Magician of faith lets you add a spell from your grave to your hand, and the trap of darkness lets you add a trap. Mask of Darkness. Yeah, I think it's Mask of Darkness. Mask of Darkness lets you add a trap from your grave to your hand. So it's those 3 cards into one single effect, which is actually kind of crazy if you ask me. Now for, I believe, the last new card for the Shaddolls. Yes, the last new card for the Shaddolls is known as Void Liberation. Which, honestly, the artwork looks badass. If I'm being real, the artwork looks hella badass. It kind of looks like, it if you like really look at it, it kind of looks like shooting quasar dragon in a matter of speak, or sorry, not shooting quasar, shooting star dragon. It kind of looks like shooting star dragon in a matter of speaking. Kind of cool though. Kind of cool. It is a normal spell with both of its effects being once per turn. The first effect reads: reveal one Shaddoll card in your hand. Add two Shaddoll cards from your deck to your hand of different types, monster spell or trap, from the revealed card and each other. Then discard one card. Second effect reads: you can banish a card from your grave. Add one Infernoid monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, so Shaddoll Void. So Infernoid Shaddoll, kind of an interesting deck combination. Not sure if it's worth it though, but this is a really good way to not only add Shaddoll cards from your deck to your hand, but if you're playing Infernoids as a pure build, this is a really good way, a really cool card to use in that deck because because you can use cards like foolish burial goods. You can use cards like Raiko, Lightsworn Hunter as a way to mill your cards to where this card can be one of those cards that gets sent to the grave, or you could also use cards like Monster Gate, Reasoning, just to name a few, or if it was still legal, I believe it's legal now. I believe it is legal now. I'm not so sure. I need to take a look. If I remember correctly, I thought so. Okay, or you can also use that grass looks greener as a way to mill pretty much your whole deck, and if one of those cards is exactly Void Liberation, you have more plays right then and there, which is pretty cool. So now for the reprints that will be in the set for Shaddolls, we have Hedgehog, Squamata, Dragon, Beast, Reshaddoll Windy, Nail Shaddoll Ariel, Nesh Shaddoll Genius, Hell Shaddoll Hollow, El Shaddoll Winda, Construct, Grista, Shekanaga, Apgalone, Shaddoll Construct, Shaddoll Fusion, El Shaddoll Fusion, Resh Shaddoll Incarnation, and Shaddoll Schism. So those are the cards that have been added to the set. Now for the other two new cards that have been added. One of them is a brand new Tellarknight card, and it is known as Stellar Nova Bonds. Which is a normal spell, and the effect is a once per turn that reads: activate one of the following effects, but you cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest of the turn except Exceeds monsters. Discard a card, and if you do, special summon a Tellarknight or Constellar monster from your deck with a different type of them than the monster you control. Target face-up monsters your opponent on your opponent's field up to the number of Tellarknight or Constellar monsters you control. Negate those monsters' effects until the end of the turn. So this is so just off of that one effect alone, it's basically Dark Ruler no more, which is absolutely nuts. And the crazy part is the deck doesn't even need Dark Ruler no more to even play a card like this. I actually do want to give a big shout out to my boy Tellarknight. He actually I actually have my YouTube app on my Fire Stick here. Shoutouts to my boy Satellar. Now he's an expert when it comes to to the Constellar archetype and to the Teller Knights. Um, he's been doing this for a minute now, and he's done so many different deck profiles on Teller Knights. He's done live duels using Teller Knights. He's been doing he's worked Master Duel. He's done a couple of pack openings as well in the past. Um, but but 100% he is such a chill dude. He is such a chill dude. I've spoken to him so many times at King Fandom. We've met up. We actually met at King Fandom, funny enough. Um, which by the way, shout outs to King Fandom. Awesome store. If you guys have not check them out, definitely check them out because they've got a lot of good shit there. Um, Huge shout out. But yeah, again, definitely check out Satellar Knight's channel. The way it's spelled, it's ST Knight. So STKNIGHT ST Knight. So be sure to be sure to subscribe to his channel and show him a little bit of love. He's such a cool dude. But going back with this, I mean, it's literally Rhoda and Dark Ruler No More rolled up into one card, which is pretty cracked. Now for the final card of the video, and it's actually a brand new X Saber card known as Saber Combination. To which I have a feeling if we get these cards printed in the TCG, I have a feeling that we might end up getting MX Saber Invoker. Excuse me, completely legal. So X Sabers could be a meta deck, but it would be more of a tier 2 deck, if you will. So kind of rogue, I'd say. But this card is a continuous spell with 3 separate effects. The second and third effect are both once per turn. The first effect reads: X Saber monsters you control gain attack equal to their own original defense while you have 10 or more X Saber monsters in your field, grave, and or banishment. Second effect reads: if you special summon an X Saber monster from the extra deck, you can special summon an X Saber monster from your hand or deck. Third effect reads: when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can special summon an X Saber monster from your hand. So literally, this is a way to just completely spam the board with a bunch of guys to go into even bigger guys from your extra deck. Literally, that's literally all it is. And the first effect, it literally just ensures that your monsters would be able to topple your opponent's monsters. The only downside is that if your opponent plays a control style deck, 100% they're gonna be playing cards like potentially Moon Mirror Shield, which even that card is just a fucking menace. Being able to ensure that your monsters are at least 100 or at least 100 points stronger than your opponents is absolutely wild. And what's funny is that on Master Duel, if you summon out Appaloosa for let's say 3 negates, and you use up 2 of them, and you equip and you equip Appaloosa with Moon Mirror Shield, literally its effect, literally Moon Mirror Shield's effect would pop off, and Appaloosa's attack would become 100 stronger than, I'll say, a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Let's just say that as a good prime example. At the end of the battle phase, Appaloosa's attack would go back to its original value, which is 2,400. So you can constantly use Appaloosa's negation over and over and over again every single turn, which is kind of fucking sick, kind of sick, kind of scary. But yeah, this card basically just ensures that you're able to topple your opponent and be able to just spam the board with a bunch of bodies, and the end boards. The end boards are gonna be a little interesting because hardly anybody plays X Sabers anymore, just because of the fact that X Sabers are so slow nowadays. I think with the new support that we're getting in this set, X Sabers could potentially become a really like strong deck to combat against decks like potentially like Ryziel and maybe like Yummy or something. But for the most part, with X Sabers, you really don't use the extra deck all that much. So funny enough, it's basically a deck from the days of Edison, where it wasn't that good, but it was still pretty decent to try out, if you will. So 100% definitely worth 100% X Sabers are definitely worth trying out. I know that I built an X Saber deck a long time ago on Dueling Nexus. I have not used my Nexus account in so long. I don't even know what I built anymore. But yeah, 100% definitely. X Sabers are worth trying out. The Constellar Tellarknight deck, definitely worth giving a shot. As are the Shaddolls. Definitely worth trying out. Not sure if they'll be meta, but I think Shaddolls would be more meta. I feel like just because of the fact that the invoked strategy, the Shaddoll invoke strategy is 100% like the best way to go. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.